We're going to talk about legal stuff, so please be more enthusiastic about that. So, my name is Ferry, and today I would like to give you a little presentation about legal issues for Shopify merchants. So, first of all, you might ask yourself, who is this guy? Why is he talking tonight? So actually, I'm a product manager, and I'm actually more from the realtor field, where I worked for 6 years. So I was a regional store manager for Apple reseller stores in North Germany. And in 2010, I decided to found my own company called PayDroid. The idea behind PayDroid was to build a POS system for small retailers, like pretty similar to Shopify. And besides that, because of my strong Apple background, we also decided to manufacture, design, and to sell our own Apple accessories. And our first online store was a Shopify store. Pretty successful, everything, but unfortunately later we had to switch to a different shop system because of the legal reason, and this Buttonlösung thingy just popped up, and everything was much too complicated. Then in 2013 I decided to join Inventorm as a chief product officer, and here again they were building a POS system with connection to different platforms, etc. And during that time I was able to speak to a lot of merchants, gain a lot of information about small merchants, what is needed to go online, etc. So, let's have some fun, even if we talk about legal. I try to keep it short but brief, like 30-minute max, even not lawyers want to talk that long about legal stuff. We will focus about e-commerce only, so not dive into the commerce part, in POS commerce part in Shopify. And first of all, like to give you just to refresh our minds, let's cover the basic, what is really needed to run a Shopify or e-commerce business. Then some low-hanging fruits, and from my experience, most people don't think of it, like privacy documents, privacy policy, an amazing thing which is called an ADV. We'll come back to that later. Then we dive deeper into the actual pages of Shopify and what we need to adjust there. So it's pretty hands-on and hopefully really helpful for your day-to-day business. Okay. So, e-commerce. Here's just an example of a Shopify store which I built recently, selling perfumes online, which I changed and used for my presentation to implement all the changes to make it compliant to the legal regulations. So, cover the basics. What do I mean with cover the basics? First of all, I would like to ask you, who is a merchant, who is a Shopify partner, just to get an overview. Raise your hand if you're a merchant. Okay, wow, that's pretty cool. So hopefully, if you run an e-commerce store, you really have to cover a lot of things. And I don't want to go through all of them, but these are just like the basic things. And it doesn't have to be like, or it doesn't mean, or it's not related to Shopify. It doesn't matter which shop system you're using. These has to be covered in every shop system. Of course, you need an imprint page, a terms and condition page, you need to think of pricing, etc. But here, just a list to prepare ourselves. Hey, we need to think through a lot of things.
Are you going to share that presentation later?
Sure. Yeah. So, but if we dive deeper into the Shopify ecosystem, you might face some issues. I mean, it's extremely easy to start a Shopify business or an e-commerce business, but after some minutes, at least I faced this issue, like after some minutes, oh shit, to go online, sorry for language, I have to deal with these legal issues. And from my experience, talking to merchants, my personal experience, there are some easy solutions. And one thing many merchants keep forgetting, for example, is the privacy policy. So Shopify obviously is not a German company or not operating in Europe. So you might add, or you should add some information to your privacy policy, which really explains, hey, all the customer data, or explains to the customer, hey, all your customer data is not processed in Germany, it's in Canada or in the US, depending where the servers are located. So you should inform the customer about this fact. This is just an example paragraph, what you could add to your privacy policy. It's not maybe the best solution, but just gives you like an idea what you should add there. The next thing, which I really would recommend if you like really decide to have a long relationship with Shopify, is to do an Auftragsdatenverarbeitung. Amazing German word. And who doesn't know what an Auftragsdatenverarbeitung is? Okay, more than last presentation. Even you? Wow, okay.
Don't.
No, okay. Great. So it's a pretty complicated thing if you dig deeper into it, but basically it's just a contract between your company and the other company who is processing data for you. Like a good example in my opinion is Google Analytics. So if you implement Google Analytics, Google is operating your customer data on their servers. So Google and all the big companies are already prepared for this thing which is called an Auftragsdatenverarbeitung. You just go to Google, download the document, it needs to be signed, and actually you should need something similar. And basically, if you try to break this document down, it says only how this data is managed, how it's secured to Google or Shopify server. That's just like the basics. And it's really recommended, and it's even required more or less by the German law. To be honest, I'm still in contact with Shopify to get this paper signed, so it's pretty uncommon for them, but I tried my best for you guys. So, if you shift our focus more on the actual product pages or the pages in your Shopify store, we could start with pricing and shipping. So everyone knows if you add a product to your Shopify store and you open the product, of course you have a product picture, you have the product name, you have the product pricing, and here's where the trouble starts. By default, I would say most or all Shopify themes don't give you so much information about the pricing. But German law says that you should educate the customer what is included in the pricing. And with what I mean, that is you actually should add some information next to the pricing, so close as possible. There are different solutions, but the closer the better. That's more or less the rule, is what is included in the actual pricing. So does it include tax, no tax, depending on your business? And it should be very visible to your customer what's about the shipping cost. So the shipping cost, the Versand cost should be actually linked to the delivery cost page. And even today I saw a Shopify store, which was quite popular to be honest, and it doesn't have that. It's like a very easy thing. Where can you do that? In the Shopify back office, you just go to the theme options and there you can change the HTML, CSS. To be honest, yeah, you need a little bit of knowledge in coding, at least HTML. It's not so complicated, but if you run into trouble, please feel free to drop me a line or anything. Even eShop Guide, I think they have a pretty awesome guide for that. So, if we continue talking about cart, or pricing and shipping, we will come to cart, the basket of your actual shop. Here's a screenshot of my first version of my Shopify store, and here you see two issues, indicate the arrow, with pricing and the pricing information. What I would highly recommend is to educate the customer again. Is shipping included, shipping not included? What you can do is to add this little asterisk, this little star next to the price, and just in the footer, for example, hey, the price includes tax, no tax, shipping, etc. And underneath, in the calculation, the total calculation, I would really recommend it to calculate the actual shipping. I know this can be very tough, especially if your business is much more complex and you have different shipping rates, etc. And there's not, from my information, from my experience talking to lawyers, there's not one specific law which says you have to do it, but of course you make everything more bulletproof if you do it. And if your shipping setup system is you allowing that, then I would really recommend that. And again, where do you do that? Go to the Shopify back office, change the HTML, etc. And this time, I'm totally honest about that, it's much more complicated because calculations, etc. are involved for the shipping cost. But again, please feel free to drop me a line. So, let's go to the checkout, one of the most crucial and most sensitive parts.
I have a question before. What about the Grundpreis in the pricing?
It's also a very good question. Maybe we should dive into that a bit later afterwards. But Grundpreis, of course, this needs to be added to the actual product page next to the product. I also faced this issue when I was adding my products. It's a bit more complicated, but it also needs to be added in the product details page and in the cart, but in the cart less.
Is it mandatory?
Depends on the scenario. I'm really sounds like a lawyer now, but it really depends on the scenario. But at least on the product detail page, you have to have it. So checkout, very crucial, especially because you want to convert to merchant and you're concerned about every step. Probably every one of you knows that during the checkout, at some point when the customer wants to buy a product in the store, they have to accept the terms and conditions, so the AGB, the Widerrufsbelehrung, the privacy policy. All this should be added or should be asked from your customer. And unfortunately, you all know that the checkout page from Shopify, the actual the checkout page where the magic happens, where you enter your payment details, this page can't be configured by someone else than Shopify. You only can change the language if you want, but that's all. So you have to implement the one step before, and that would be the cart page. So I would recommend again to add a little sentence to your cart, which really says, hey, please accept my terms and condition, my cancellation right, even the privacy policy. And here again, you can ask for less, that's totally fine, but if you want to make it more bulletproof, then you should really add the information. There are even some people who are saying that's not enough, you should show like the actual content of the terms and conditions, for example, but that's probably way too less. So you always have to find the right balance. And there's an easy tutorial from Shopify under this link. I can show the presentation later, or you just write down the number behind the bit.ly link. And it's really crucial. If you don't do it, there are many law cases who says, okay, per warning or per Abmahnung, it will be like 1,000 euros. It can be very expensive. The other thing during the checkout, what I would really recommend is to add the second confirmation step. So it's pretty close to this Buttonlösung summary solution where the customer can review the whole order again. And it's very easy. You really have to go just to the Shopify back office, go to settings, checkout, and make this little tick at require confirmation step. That's it. And you make your shop much more bulletproof. Last, confirmation email. I still see so many shops and different solutions which, in my opinion, don't solve it in a good way, especially because the customer already bought the product, so you don't have to think of, hey, can I convert the customer? So in theory, you can load the weapon with all the legal stuff and just fire it to the customer, especially because it's such a low-hanging fruit. So here's just a screenshot of a typical confirmation email from Shopify. And of course it says, hey, thank you for buying the product, and here are the product support. But you also have to implement something from the legal side. And these are, again, like the terms and conditions, the cancellation policy, and like the standard Musterwiderrufsbelegung. And in an ideal scenario, at least I want to do it like that, just also to make it look pretty, is save it as a PDF, all my documents, and attach it to the email. But unfortunately, that's not possible with Shopify, or Shopify doesn't allow you to add attachments to these emails. So, but since Shopify allows you to add nice, beautiful looking HTML content, you have a way to add all these long information, terms and conditions to the actual confirmation step. So in my opinion, this is a very easy solution. Again, you just do that in the Shopify backoffice, settings, notification, and there you can add all the information. And you only have to do it once. To be honest, of course it's a lot of work, especially if you have a long terms and condition. But hey, you only have to do it once, or update it once in a while, and you have a tremendous impact. Thank you from my side. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. I can share the presentation later, or you just drop it in.